over the Argives and the fall of Troy. That was all God's work, weaving ruin there, so it should make a song for all men to come. What's the whole story? What's it all about? It's a story to tell for all men to come. The whole Homer is for men, for us to tell. Well, what is it? What's so important about this story? Well, look here. I want to go back to that in a minute, but look here. Would you agree that's a magnificent description of Achilles as the hero? But Odysseus does one more beyond that because of Penelope. Watch the language and see whether we can go together on this. First, I would like to make a little contrast. The contrast I want to make, I hope I noted where it is. Or I'll have to find it myself. Oh man, what is that? Well, let me give you the first part of the contrast. I'll lose part of my punchline if which I was building. But I wanted to maybe I think I know. I think wait a minute. Yeah. Ha. Good. Book 11. Agamemnon. He's in Hades and he's giving this advice and this warning to Odysseus. And I'm at around 430 lines. And there he is, all right, he's now giving good advice to Odysseus. He's in Hades, and Agamemnon then tells him the story. Again, he's recalling, I guess, this in my extremity I heard Cassandra, Priam's daughter, piteously crying as the traitorous Clytemnestra made to kill her along with me. I heaved up from the ground and got my hands around the blade, but she eluded me, that whore. Nor would she close my two eyes as my soul swam to the underworld to shut my lips. There is no being more fell, more bestial than a wife in such an action. And what an action, that one she planned. The murder of her husband and her lord. Great God, I thought my children and my slaves at least would give me welcome. But that woman, plotting a thing so low, defiled herself and all her sex, all women yet to come, even those few who may be virtuous. She has defiled them all. See? So her name will go down into history, according to Agamemnon. He paused, right? He paused, and Odysseus says, foul and dreadful that was. That was the way Zeus, who views the wide world, vented his hatred on the sons of Atreus, intrigues of women, even from the start. He blames Zeus, you see. Later he recovers. So then he comes back and he says, Agamemnon now is, let it be a warning to you. Indulge a woman never, and never tell her all you know. Some things a man may tell, some he should cover up. Not that I see a risk for you, Odysseus, of death at your wife's hand. She's too wise, too clear-eyed, sees alternatives well. Penelope, Icarius' daughter. That young bride whom we left behind, think of it, when we sailed off to war, the baby boy still cradled in her breast. How he must be grown man, a lucky one. By heaven, you'll see him yet, and you'll embrace his father with old-fashioned respect and rightly. Let this be a warning, even to you. Indulge a woman, never. Never tell her all you know. Some things a man may tell, something you should cover up. All right? That's his view of men and women's relationships. Now, I want to see if he's changed, because in the end of the story, Odysseus then is in Hades, and we're back to that story where Amphitryon is now telling him of what happened, and now he reflects on the whole thing, and we have this great section in 24. There they are now, and Odysseus, Agamemnon's in Hades talking to Amphitryon, who then is one of the men who was slaughtered in this bloodbath that Odysseus entered into and destroyed. But Agamemnon's tall shade, when he heard this, he cried aloud, "O fortunate Odysseus, fortunate Odysseus, master mariner and soldier, blessed son of old Aretes, the girl you brought home made one, a valiant wife, true to her husband's honor and to her own. Penelope, faithful daughter." Now here's a great line. "The very gods themselves will sing her story for men on earth. Mistress of her own heart, Penelope." Contrast. Tiresias' daughter waited too, how differently. Clytemnestra, the adulteress, waited to stab her lord and king. That song will be forever hateful. A bad name she gave to womankind, even the best. Two songs go down in history. One about Clytemnestra, the song, right, that men will sing forever, right, on and on and on. And look at this. This story then, the gods are going to sing. What are they going to sing? Her story, not his story, her story. What for? For men on earth. The very gods themselves will sing her story, not Odysseus' story, her story. For what purpose? For men on earth. Why? A mistress of her own heart, Penelope.
Men will sing the whole story, and gods will sing her story.
That's right.
How interesting.
That's right. Therefore, would you agree, in the scale, we have something that goes beyond Achilles. Now, one more step. The whole prophecy at the end, the whole story has a prophecy. From Hades, Tiresias tells him about his fate, what's going to happen. And by the way, we have a very nice contrast in Hades between the prophecy of Tiresias versus the prophecy and the information he gets from his mother. Because his mother says something very important to Odysseus. He says, remember, whatever you learn down here, you better tell your wife. See? And everything that passes over review, a good part of it is all about women, the role of women. And let me get that for you. Because that will then give us a nice, interesting problem. All right. Tiresias. They have to go down into Hades because they have to find a way to get back home. And they have to go, Odysseus has to go down into Hades to discover the way to get home. And so he goes down into Hades and he's told. And in telling, giving him, as it were, instructions, he gives him a prophecy about what he must avoid, which is especially of the grazing herds of Helios, by whom all things are seen and all speech is known. Avoid these.